Okay.
So we're going to, I'm going to show you how you can quickly Excel your house roster.
How do I get here, Ron? How do I get to this website?
Oh, it's here. Stickerbook.icc.coop/house.
Oh, and here's your, and yeah.
Pretty sure it's the
No.
first result when you Google it too.
Yeah, if you do ICC Stickerbook.
No, she's got the right one. This is a house login.
Yeah, this is different.
This is different, isn't it?
Yeah, so I originally went to Stickerbook because that's just what's saved in my computer, but it's important that you do /house, otherwise you won't come up with this house login. Is that an L?
I.
Oh.
Here, IWAs.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
All right, so this is Stickerbook/database, and just a little bit of history. Yes, that's one thing I forgot to bring. We call it officially as the ICC database. We refer to it as a sticker book because once upon a time we actually kept track of who moves in, who moves out, who's living here in a sticker book. Like the little stickers, like the little tags on your folders, you had a little tag with your name and the contract period. Yeah, we stopped doing that when
The internet was invented.
No. We stopped doing it when people couldn't figure out how to turn on the typewriter that we used in the office. Yes, alas. All right. So this is, where I'm using Roost because it's a small house. This is the current roster for Roost House. And one thing to do is to make sure that as far as the room information, is correct. That's critical. I understand people change rooms over the course of the year, so this would be very, very important. So, there's this little button right here, export.
Here.
Yep.
Whoa. Ron, what happens if I don't have Excel on my computer?
You can use Google Documents, or Google Drive as it's now called.
Yes. All the technical, I was just about to say, all the super technical aspects, I will defer to much more updated technology driven. I don't know how technology is in bits and pieces. All right, so here you go. It comes right over to Excel. And I guess if you don't have it, we can always at the office email it to you. Well, that wouldn't work because you wouldn't have the program, so. We'll figure it out. We figure, ICC is one thing you know, we figure things out.
Yeah, I asked that, sorry, it's kind of a rhetorical question because, yeah, it can come from the office. I'm also happy to do it for you if you don't have Excel. I can upload it as a Google Excel spreadsheet, and then we can share it, you'll have access to it.
All right, and then you can manipulate all the cells, and this is a good point because not everybody uses Excel, but what you can do is, for example, you can delete F and G. So if you highlight and click and delete, and then you can highlight, or G through I, you can highlight and delete. And then you have the end date. And then you can contact members of your house and keep track in a folder on your computer or handwritten and just be like, okay, Eric is staying. So you can just type in. Yeah, you can just manipulate it like that. Now, I'm just going to give you an example of something you can do, and obviously when you start playing with it, you'll figure out how to do it far faster than I ever could. But if you go back to the database.
What am I doing, Ron?
You're trying to make minuses, it's trying to make
I'm
it a
trying to make
formula.
this way more complicated than these.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm just doing very basic.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm here.
All right. If you go, you're making me dizzy. If you go to spring, summer, and then do the same thing.
Whoa.
And then highlight.
Hold on.
Click again, why did you have it so?
No.
It will, now one thing is, unfortunately,
Yeah,
it will
you
go
can't
to a
go back and
different
sell- Yeah,
sheet.
exactly, sell your,
Bye. Bye. Goodbye.
No,
No.
Escape.
delete
Escape.
everything. Hit delete.
Escape.
It's okay. I don't need any of this. This was just
Just
an
escape.
example. Okay, let's just take a.
Alright.
Can we do that shaky break again?
There it is.
Is it?
Yes, that's it. Stop.
Stop. Okay.
So here's the, thank you for being patient through our comical interlude. Alright, so what I do in the office when I'm comparing sheets is I will highlight this and then cut and paste it onto a master sheet. So that you can,
What do you want me to do?
Oh, I'm just saying, I would cut and paste this
Okay.
and then combine the sheets. So that you have the information for the fall, winter,
Oh,
and then you have the information for the spring, summer, all on the same sheet. And you're probably gonna have to, okay,
No.
Nope.
no, try to do it. Cut and paste
Well,
it.
I'm
Yeah.
confident in all of your cutting and pasting abilities. Mine, not so much. But
But, okay, so,
we'll just try one more time.
okay, yeah, so you're gonna have to do it over here, but that's okay. But the reason I was trying to show this to you is that you can combine on a sheet your fall, winter, and your spring, summer, and then you can line it up by rooms. And then you can rearrange this so that you have your rooms over here, have a column for your outgoing member and the date they're moving out, and a column for your incoming member and the date that they told you that they are moving in. That way you can see if there is any overlap. And if so, then that's when you need to start working on possible solutions to get people into the house, not necessarily in their room. And if you need somebody or somebody has requested to move in early, that you can start making arrangements. And that's why it's important that the first thing you need to do as soon as you get back home and get something to eat or take a nap and check your emails is to start contacting people. Seriously, start now. The sooner you start, the easier your job will be.
So if we do have to like change around like who is in what room, should we just email you with the, like if like someone moves into a different room because of different finagling, like what
Right.
to do? Just contact you or
Well, no, you handle it at the house level. See, one thing to remember is that your houses are also still in the process of having room picks for spring, summer. So you may not have necessarily the room that they're moving into, but you can at least start getting the date that they'd like to move into. And that's probably the most important thing, or important reason why you start contacting them now.
Yeah, and I will just say too that early move-in is a little bit different for the spring-summer interim, the winter to spring interim, and for the summer to fall interim. Summer to fall interim, we're typically able to accommodate people if they want to move in early. This, as you know, is an interim that barely even exists because the contract ends May 4th and the new one begins on the 5th. So if someone wants to move in early and you just can't work it out, you really shouldn't be afraid to say, like, I'm sorry, we really can't make this work for you, because if it's gonna cause an undue burden to the current members or to other future members, their contract starts on the 5th and that's when they can move in, but sometimes we can accommodate people. This is a difficult time. If you are experiencing issues with that or you want someone else to be the bad guy, I am happy to do that. If you need somebody else to say to a member, like, this isn't possible for you to move in early, I'm happy to do that. Ideally, we can accommodate them, but there are just circumstances where it's not possible, and you have to make sure you use your authority to protect the rest of the house from any potential chaos.
Let's see. Just a couple, I'm sorry, Andy, did you have any wrap up comments that you?
no.
Just a couple comments. Two things, actually, if everybody can break out your rules, or your standard rules. Do you have a fun copy now?
Oh, you want?
No, I said, no, you don't need to call it up, I just said, do you have a copy?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right, so just some things questions that you're going to get. Or questions that I would like you to ask so that they don't call the office. So, I mean, I'll be happy to answer them, but you'll be the main contact person. So, and if you don't know, feel free to direct it over. Under contracts and roommates, this is the classic question. I want a roommate, I'm signing with a roommate. As you see, you have 8.1 house roster. After the first day of the contract, May 5th, please, 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 I'm begging, I'm not gonna get down on my knees just yet. I need a house roster of where everybody is. We have room picks, but we know people like to switch rooms. House rosters are important for several reasons, one of which is 8.2.1b. Roommates pay 55% of ICC charges. But we can't credit people with the roommate, we can't give people a roommate credit until it's confirmed by yourself that there are actually two people in a room. Somebody could have signed a double contract, but if there are not two people in there, they pay the single rate, and that is a clause written out on their double contract. This has been an issue in the past because if people spread out, then somebody signs a contract, they're coming into the house, oh, well, we don't have space. Well, the office said that you had space. Well, so-and-so signed. Sticker book says two people have a double, but they're spread out. It blocks the room. The house, that has stopped happening since we've adopted the new rule. But if that were to happen, then the members of the house get charged that. And you don't want to get charged a term because budgets for spring, summer are very, very tight. Room conditions, I mean, I'm not going to go through this, read through at your own leisure. One other thing that I did want to point out, like I said, 8.16.1 for the first house meeting. There are a couple policies that you need to point out. One of them is the fire policy. Please, 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 please go over your fire policy. Particularly no smoking in any of the houses. If you must smoke, or if you smoke outside, use the proper receptacle for your butts. I'm sure everybody's heard the stories. We have had a couple of house fires in the past that were a result of people smoking. You've seen up and down Washtenaw, they've had some problems with fraternities and smoking. Now, it may not, or with fires, it may not be because of smoking, but this is one way we can reduce risk. Another policy that's not on here, but that you do need to go over is the party policy. And this is information, this is on the website, and we can forward it to party policies, or party plans have to be turned in because somebody in the room who's sitting next to the computer and has been controlling it will be emailing me, somebody had a policy, or somebody had a party, where's their policy, please forward me their policy. Then I have to forward 13 policies to
Really
her.
though, to be
So,
to be clear, really they're supposed to go to both of us. So when your houses hold parties, you're supposed to send party plan to membership committee, or at least to myself, and then also to Ron. That's gonna change though, the people in these roles, so it's maybe not even worth saying, but definitely do send it to Ron. I just pulled up the policy here. Obviously, like, people have lots of parties at summer, it's in and around, like, that's cool. We just have rules about it, and these cover our butt in terms of liability. A change to the party policy that is more recent that interim managers and house officers in general should be aware of is that any advertisements that you're gonna use to advertise your party need to be approved by 85% of your house before you, like, post them everywhere and put them online, etc. This comes out of some concerns that we've had about, like, safe space and more you know, racy images that were appearing on party advertisements. So we would prefer to just have like the house be cool with it. We don't want to like check over every detail and like make sure that pictures are to our liking. It's just making sure that the house is comfortable with it. But yeah, I could talk about party policy until I'm blue in the face, but it's here. It's just 2 pages. We can send it out to you, but just do make sure that your houses are turning in plans. And as interim manager during this like brief amount of time where there aren't house officers, this will be your responsibility.
I think that's it.
Does anybody have any, yes, questions? Yes, sir.
Can you send the slides?
Yes.
Yes.
we will do
Yes.
that.
Okay.
I was thinking also that we could either like sit here and brainstorm and we can send one or whatever. Some of the really specific like checkbox items that we need from interim managers. So like the office communication that you have, that you're responsible for. So we just talked about house roster. That's something that you like need to send to the office, please. House meeting minutes from your first house meeting. You may not know this because it's the president's or whoever's responsibility in your house, but house meeting minutes do go to the office to be put on the server just for records, and so that's really important that you send those to the office. Information about house level fines. So if you are fining somebody as per standing rule, whatever, about the move-out policy, make sure to send that information to finance and to Ron and to the office would be great. Is there other things that they need to send directly to the office?
No, but I saw some questions.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there a deadline that people will have to sign specs by? Like, you said they'll be out by the 15th for them to sign, but could they wait until like May 3rd to sign one?
Technically, yes.
Seriously. Please sign those. Tell your members to please sign those as soon as
I could just see this happening on North Texas,
it
someone
always-
waiting until
yes, it
May
does.
3rd to.
It will happen. There's no penalty for it not happening, even if I say, I mean, technically, one Congress say between the 15th and the 4th, there will still be people signing contracts, period, that first week of May. But push, pull, carrot, choice of vegetable, whatever, please get them to do it. I mean,
There is a penalty, Rob. Someone can take their space if they don't sign right now.
yes, but then they could double up with somebody and we're still trying. So please just like, yes, the answer to your question is yes, they could.
Okay.
Please, let's try to avoid it as much as possible. Yes, sir.
What do we send these to specifically? Like, what email address?
ICC.info, RM Nelson, or MMENL.
Okay, so icc.info is a good place to send these.
The fines
No.
as well.
Go what?
Do you want the fine sent to you?
Yeah,
We will, okay. I didn't want to, or I was talking to Andy about this, we didn't want to overload everybody at the first meeting with too much information. So as I members are working with you for house fine, or I'm sorry, for house inspections, because those will happen, I mean, Andy jump in. I was thinking that would be a time where we can work out, and
Yeah.
give more information as we're,
Yeah, we can work out where the fines go. Hopefully you don't need to fine anyone. If you do need to fine anyone, just contact us. Just contact us with the information. We'll send it on to finance, just so that like we have a record of it going through IAC that you're fining someone for such and such.
So the IAC email is the answer.
so, I mean, so today's the 12th. IAC, you're starting doing your duties now. Classes don't technically end until, or classes do not end until the 22nd. So we put together the training so we have some advanced cushion so that we're not hitting you with everything at the last minute because there's a lot and there's still some reading that you need to do. So we're rolling it out slowly instead of just like, you know, pull over this, that, get everything up and such. Okay, and I mean, I'm not cutting off questions. I mean, start thinking. So you can always email questions, but
Does Escher have a roster, or because you know our room, is that not relevant for us? Do we need to send you a house roster?
you do not. I'll take that back. You do. Yes. But we'll figure figure that out, and I'll be up there, and we'll be working specifically. You absolutely need to do a roster because we still have ICPSR. Yes, so we definitely got to get ahead of on that one.
I mean, we've started one here, it's in progress.
I saw a hand on this.
Yeah, the sticker book thing, where do we find the login?
I will
I was
email
gonna
it.
say,
Okay.
Yeah, I'll email out
Okay.
links and everything to you directly.
Yeah,
As a-
in the coming days, you're also gonna get a packet of information. It's about 10, 12 pages long. It's gonna cover most of the stuff that was in here. Just don't wanna overwhelm you all with all this information right this minute. But, yeah, it'll basically explain sticker book, something like that.
And
Inspections and most of the stuff that's in here.
And I'm not gonna change the password right away. And I'll probably just email you the link and the current password. Because I know the house is still functioning. So president and treasurers and work managers.
So I just wanna make a suggestion about the posters that are sent out to be put on the houses about interim. Last year, I felt like they were way too long. It was like putting a book on our wall, and none of our members really read them. So, just for try to keep that in mind when hopefully you're gonna reevaluate our posters.
That is one of the reasons we did not send you the posters, is the current ones are terrible, and we need to condense them and put the printed information on them.
Although I'm sure whoever made them did,
I'm sorry,
lots of good work, and I don't
They
know.
worked
I don't know
hard.
who, wasn't me, but
they're not
just
very.
want to affirm the effort people put into things. Okay.
Yes, the ICC does get sometimes a bit text heavy. It's an ongoing, it's a never ending struggle, so.
Cool. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it.
Any other questions? Any other ballpark questions that you may ask? Any questions not limited to interim, since you're here and I'm here? I mean, this is your chance. I mean,
Why are we here, Ron?
technically, I guess we can officially adjourn, but while you're here, I mean, anything.
First charges are due on the 5th.
I don't know, because, no.
Anything except that.
I don't know because that is something that the finance office determines. But I would imagine, because charges officially are due the 1st, and the 1st is still the old term, and the 5th is the start, that there will be some sort of grace period. And of course, this goes back to what I was saying about the roommate credits. We will get that. That will be emailed out directly to everybody, as far as all the spring summer members.
Yeah, I can't speak for finance, so this is off the record, but I would not worry about late fees for May unless your members are not paid. Like, it's the 20th and your members haven't paid, then they're probably going to get charged a late fee. But I would generally not worry too much. I would suggest the 5th, that'd be great, but yeah, I wouldn't worry too much.
And this last comment, because otherwise this can go on forever. Charges, the estimates for spring summer are on the website under cost breakdown. So if anybody asks you how much is it going to be, you can just direct them to that, or you can look it up right, or when you get a chance, and then that way it's in the back of your mind. Be sure to remind them it is estimate for May. And then everybody here is current members, we sat through your budget meetings, you can explain that down the road. All right. Final questions? Final comments? Thoughts?
If you get out of the meeting and you're like, oh no, I forgot to ask that question, again, you can email icc.iac@umich.edu. You can email me, email Smile, email Ron, and we can find out answers for you. And basically, that's your job, is whenever you have questions, whenever you have an issue, contact us. Don't be afraid to contact us. We'll work with you. We're not here to be scary. I know some of it was scary with all the funds and stuff, but our job is to be behind you, not against you. So we're here to support you.
Yeah, so we're done. It would be awesome if you could stick around for just a couple of seconds so we can check in, and everybody else is free to go.
Thank you all for guys.
Yes, thank you very, very
We're going
much.
to go to bubble tea.
Probably just serve your last minute
I
papers,
don't know.
studying, graduation
I don't know what's going
preparations.
on.
I don't
going to bubble tea?
Okay.
I'm going, yeah. So
Right.
my question about the scholarships.
Yeah.
I'm technically was elected for OT, but Eric is for RAN. Kind of difficult to put together. Is it possible